Hi everybody, welcome back to Gamatonic, and for this video I thought I'd do a face reveal. Only
This isn't my face.
AI is absolutely everywhere and it's making news and impact unlike anything we've seen before. It's replacing our copywriters, admin support, voice acting, diagnoses, and even in some cases it's replaced entire relationships. The video game industry has always been a bit of a rollercoaster, but with the introduction of this technological marvel, what is the true impact? What's going to happen in the future, and does AI truly deserve the hate it's getting? Let's dive in. Now, the term AI isn't a new one. In fact, it's been used since gaming began for years. 1978 Space Invaders was one of the first examples where an early AI was used to decide alien patterns. The point of this was to keep the game interesting and the player putting coins in the machine. Other examples include Left 4 Dead, with an AI director working as the enemy to make each playthrough memorable. And GTA 5, a useful tool to make the world feel alive by having characters around you go about their daily business. All these games I've listed relied on AI, and they were hugely successful, loved by dedicated fans and praised by critics. So if AI has played such a big role in these from the beginning, where did things start to go wrong? Why is there now so much more skepticism and even outright rejection of AI in gaming? The problem, it seems, is AI over time is being used for the wrong reasons. Joanna Matyjuska seems to phrase it perfectly. I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do my art and writing, not for AI to do my art and writing so I can do laundry and dishes. As time has gone on, AI models are getting more and more advanced, and its role has started to leak into other areas and jobs which many didn't see coming. For example, artists and sound designers are at the forefront of risk of being replaced. An example of this is Blizzard. The company behind World of Warcraft have always been known to reskin to try and save some time or budget. They've been in the spotlight recently for their approach to AI versus staff. The company has made the decision to adopt AI tools such as Midjourney for producing concept art, and this has led them to lay off some of their workforce. Now, you could argue for the companies saying, can you blame them for using AI? Some softwares are extremely advanced and when used properly can create some incredible results within seconds, which, when you're running a business, is a much cheaper alternative when compared to a salaried individual. Add in this mounting pressures to cost, budget and timelines, and many companies start to see AI as not a tool to complement their staff, but to change entire departments. Not everyone embraces AI. One of my favourite studios, Larian, were interviewed by PC Gamer. Their founder Sven Vink had stated that while the studio does use generative AI to complete tasks such as voice acting and capture cleaning, it can't replace the human touch. And part of the limitation with AI is the fact that it can only create what it's programmed for, and everyone has access to it. And this is where AI fails. Since the beginning of time, a human's creativity is something that has been at the forefront of who we are as a species. Stories passed down through generations, music, paintings, things that inspire, motivate, and become a legacy in of their own. The arts are just one of the things that make us unique, something we can look back on at the end of the road and reflect on what makes us proud. Let's use art as an example. Let's compare that to an AI. A program that only has the capability to create art due to the information it's been given in the first place. An AI cannot use logic without groundwork, and for that to happen, it needs to be able to study other examples and work off those. And most of these examples are, you guessed it, unique and original works of art from other people. Now, you could say that AI uses these things as an inspiration, much like people do, but it's very difficult to say that when you compare to a person drawing on inspiration rather than a direct copy, which is what AI does. And I suppose that's what you could call its Achilles heel. Much like humans, AI has its weaknesses too. AI, while advanced, can only work in a linear pattern, and eventually, images and videos it creates will become stale without it learning something new and evolving itself. And the word evolve is incredibly true. And right now, unfortunately, we live in a world where AI has become so advanced, it's sometimes very difficult to tell what's real and what isn't. And in fact, the use of AI now is so prevalent that some studios are even being falsely accused of using it. A recent article by The Guardian stated that game developer Stamina Zero received backlash for their cover art, which people assumed was AI generated. This wasn't the case. And there's even more bad news. Runway AI was founded in 2018, but it's already got its sights on the gaming industry, with the company stating that it has plans to let its users create video games using its system. Now, the response to this is pretty much what you might expect: pure dislike and hate from the community. And I could show many articles on the doom of civilization related to AI, but much of this hate comes from the fear of change, the feeling of being usurped, and an unknown future, which, quite frankly, is a reasonable thing to worry about. There's risk that AI may entirely replace some roles like coding, level design, or even testing, which could lead to even more layoffs. Then there's a feeling that AI might not capture the same creativity or emotional depth that human designers bring to a game. We already know that without evolving, AI-generated content will come off as generic or lack that special spark. And then you've got your ethical concerns that come into play too, like biases with AI outputs or the question of who actually owns AI-created assets. For something so new, we don't have the answer yet, and incorporating AI means change, which is difficult in of itself. All of these factors contribute to why some people in the industry see AI with suspicion or even dislike it, even though many may see its potential benefits. And with that, let's just stop for a second. Because while I could rattle on for hours about various negative headlines which would ultimately help my algorithm, slagging AI completely wouldn't be too fair. There have been instances of studios using AI for the power of good, as I've already mentioned, such as CD Projekt Red. During the DLC for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Polish voice actor who voiced Victor Vector passed away in 2021. A sad time for the studio, however it left a gap as the lines hadn't been completed. So the company turned to AI software Respeecher. The software essentially cloned the actor's voice to mirror it almost exactly. And it's important to state this method was used after obtaining permission from his children and considering an alternative voice actor. So what's the verdict here? From my perspective, and from someone who is also feeling the effects of this new invader, it's clear that this technology isn't inherently good or bad, it's all about how we choose to use it. AI has the potential to enhance creativity, streamline workflows, and even help preserve the legacy of talented artists and voice actors. But at the same time, we need to be mindful of its limitations and ethical implications, ensuring it complements rather than replaces the human touch, which makes games truly special. AI is a tool, one that can be wielded for good or evil depending on our intentions. The real challenge for the industry will be finding that balance, embracing innovation while respecting the artistry, emotion, and creativity that define gaming's soul. If we do that, I believe AI can be a powerful ally in shaping the future of gaming, one where technology amplifies human integrity rather than overshadowing it. Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks for sticking around. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this, and I'll see you next time.